Hi again, everybody. In this video, we're going to take a look at a proposed trade with the Winnipeg Jets. Coming up. I have a theory, folks, and I know it's right. And I just talked about it in the last video, okay? If the Sabres can acquire more goal scoring this year, we should get in. We could be one piece away from making the playoffs. We really could be. And I know that sounds far-fetched to some Sabres fans because they're so damn scarred over all the years, but let it go, let it go. I've been scarred too in the past and moved on, let it go. Life is just like that. Don't let it keep beating you up. Get rid of it, move on, and start believing in the future of this team. Because guys, they showed us a real perspective last year of what is coming, and it's coming soon. I think it's coming sooner than I believe, really. It could come this year. Really, I'm looking at things on paper, and it's just, if we can count on guys like Skinner and Tage to repeat those seasons, and if you're wondering why we had such a fun season last year, guys, look no further than Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner. Really, that's and the emergence of a good season of Bayek Poso last year, and even Olofsson chipping in time when we needed it towards the end of the year when we started rolling against other teams. Like, there's a lot of things we can look at, folks, and really, really talk about that are negative, but there's a lot that are good. And I think right now we're on the cusp. I think we're closer than people think, and I'm not just imagining it. What I seen last year was no fluke, and we were one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best non-playoff teams, mathematically speaking. So, and I'm talking where it's product versus money. Sabres were the top last year, no doubt. Now, when this team is good, and we need to be good and capped out, don't worry, Pagula will cap this team out, but when Adams tells him to, not until. Okay, so I got a trade for you guys because I think this could put us over the top if we ever could swing something like this and get this guy over here. Mark Scheifele. Now, we've heard he wants to get out of Winnipeg, and it's no lie. I have a friend in Winnipeg, and she is pissed. She is angry. But it's not a rumor, it's a fact. I mean, Winnipeg is going to move Scheifele at some point. I don't think he's happy with management. I don't know what's going on over in Winnipeg. I just don't. But Scheifele, I got coming to Buffalo for prospects, Eric Portillo, Ryan Johnson, and a second rounder. Sounds familiar, eh, guys? But this would be for me. And yes, it's a sacrifice, okay? I get it. This is a sacrifice. It is. But how much of a sacrifice is it if we're going to have to beg these guys to come to Buffalo? Really? I think Ryan Johnson would come to Buffalo. I don't think Eric Portillo has any intention, guys. I'm just getting that feeling, and I got no proof, and I'm just saying it. I'm going by Adams. When Adams keeps talking about Devin Levi and UPL, but he never talks really much about Eric Portillo, I think Eric Portillo is already off his radar, and he's going to move him. Just my feel. I think Eric Portillo, I'm glad he looked good in prospects camp. I'm glad he looked good because that's what we need. We need these guys to look good, and they did. And don't think that the Jets don't have people eyeing us. We've done business with them before, so they're eyeing our prospects too. And this will make sense for them because I'll tell you what, hey, I didn't even mark that. How the heck did I do that, guys? Give me a sec. It's weird I didn't put that in, a little D for Ryan Johnson. There, D for defenseman. But if we're looking, I could tell you, if you go check Winnipeg's prospect line, go check their prospects, and you'll see they lack defensemen. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to notice. They lack blue liners, and they could use another goalie. This would be the biggest goalie in their farm if they could acquire him from Buffalo. And these guys, let's face it, are a year closer to the NHL, right? But this would put the Sabres over the hump. Scheifele doesn't turn 30 till the end of the season, so we would have him for 2 good years of his career where he's still producing very nicely, and I think this would make a lot of sense for the Sabres, just the way I see it. And again, I want to get rid of anything connected with Vegas. That's why I put the Vegas pick there. I don't want anything to do with Vegas. I don't like the karma attached to that name at this point. I find Vegas guys, if I was to tell you how they run that team, they run it like a casino. It's just how it feels. I mean, they run it like a business, a cold-hearted business. Like that owner told Fleury he was going to retire there. He made that promise to him and not only traded him, didn't have the guts to pick up the phone and let him know. They said, you know, he had to, what, find out through the internet? Not a good way to running the team over there. I feel bad actually for their fans that are really getting into hockey because it might turn them off of hockey. It's not a good thing. So this is that's my proposed trade, guys. Very simple, very down to earth trade. Prospects, stud. You know, and if Buffalo could get a big guy like this, we got another big centerman in the lineup like this. My goodness, we're in the playoffs. We make this deal, I'd say right away the Sabres are making the playoffs, guys. I would. Yeah, this would put us over the edge in the middle for sure. We'd be like one of the top teams in the league up the middle, as far as I'm concerned. Big centermen that are, you know, and he'd be a perfect fit in Buffalo, this guy, because he's physical and everything. This is exactly what we need. And these guys, if they're going to go, we're going to have to move them anyway, right? Instead of getting another second rounder and more drafts, I'd rather get somebody established and move on and get going. I want this team to get going too. I'm like you guys. I mean, of course, I love the draft picks. I hate the only draft pick I'm willing to really move out as quick as possible is Vegas. I just want it off the books. I want to get that out of there. So I'll be happy when they get that draft done next year if we keep that pick. I really want to see that pick out of our system. So Mike Scheifele and Eric Portillo, they're going to need, if you go look at their pipeline, I checked their pipeline before making this trade, Ryan Johnson, because I'm looking for teams that I can make a trade with Ryan Johnson and Eric Portillo because I believe those are two of our young pieces we're going to move. I just do. I think we're moving these guys. I do. And this makes sense to me for this. You get a guy like that, you get a good 5 years out of this guy. Because Scheifele, he'll last in the league till he's 34. He's big and strong. He's not a little tiny guy. He's big and strong. And if you go look, you check his injury history, it's not that bad. So we don't get a guy like him on our team for a good 4 or 5 years. He becomes a core part of the Sabres. And guys, I think we would make a, you know, not only could we get in the playoffs this year, we can make a run. And, you know, I'd like to get ahead of the game this year. I would love to jump in the playoffs. I tell you what, the bandwagons of fans that would jump onto the ship with us, I'm telling you, would be so many. There'd be so many fans that hated on us for years. And if you fans are watching this video, you know I'm right. You'd jump right away, because I would do that. I would do that right away with Arizona. Well, I don't have it. It's on the other side. Arizona, I would jump on that bandwagon so fast and cheer them on if they just got in the playoffs all of a sudden and started doing something. So what do you think, guys? Get another guy up the middle like this, right? Makes sense? Does to me. And yes, but you got to pay. You got to pay the tax man to get something like Scheifele. You just do. So if you don't like the fact that we got to send out pieces like that, well, what do you think? We're going to get him for free? It's not going to happen. And guys, he has 2 years left. He has next year and the year after at 6.125 cap hit that we can easily add on to the books and figure out our money along the way as we move on down the happy road, the happy yellow brick road to the Stanley Cup, right? So, all right, that's it. I got a few more coming your way. Let me know what you think of this deal. See you then, guys.